Hello, my friend. Welcome to the weekly What's Up in Makeup chats. Yay! I think I got some splaining to do. So when I said last week my background was going to be different this week because we moved, I had planned on making it much more different. I don't think that's grammatically correct. More different than what I have going on right now. It's very similar to my old background, but I pulled Twitter and I asked people, what are your favorite backgrounds? Because I was looking for inspiration on how to change my background, and I kind of like my background. So it's similar. The big difference is that we're missing the nail polish rack that's been behind me for 6 years. It doesn't fit in this, but everything else is kind of the same, but I hope you like it. I did move. This is the first video I've shot in my new house. We are now in my basement at the new house. Before we were in the master bedroom on the top floor, and now we're in the basement. But I really like this. I think it looks really pretty. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, it may get tweaked a little bit here and there, but overall pretty happy with it. Good morning to you. So today we're going to be talking about prepaid promises from brands, because recently there was an issue with Saucebox Cosmetics and their subscription program that they started about a little over a year ago. And, my friend Courtney, who runs the channel Fear and Nix, the blog Fear and Nix, she's a huge cruelty-free blogger. She's been big in the cruelty-free space for a long time. And she has a Facebook group. We're going to be going into that and talking about the problems that they had and, with the prepaid subscription and what kind of went downhill. My personal opinions on it. I'd love to know your opinions on it. I did go through a similar situation with a brand called Glamour Dolls. Yes, Glamour Dolls makeup, with the Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls collab that I put in, like $80-90 and never got my stuff, along with about 2,500, 3,000 other people who some people put in hundreds of dollars. So we're going to talk about the similarities between those two situations and how to spot when you probably shouldn't invest in one of these. And I hadn't even really thought about it until now. We have some comparisons with these two situations where we can kind of talk about what's the same and what's different and how to avoid putting yourself in a situation where a brand may not follow through. So I thought that might be an interesting topic to talk about. And then after we're done talking about that, we'll just pop topics, talk about whatever you all want to talk about. Well, for the most part, whatever you want to talk about. There's definitely things that I don't want to talk about and get into on the channel. So if you bring up any of those, we'll get there when we get there. All right. But for the most part, I want this to be a more informative, more positive toned chat overall. So before we get started in the topic, we're going to say hi to the people that are here in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, also known as the people that are here in live chat. They are scrolling over here that I can see. And when I invite people into my home, I like to say good morning. So it's a little romper room-esque, but let's get started. My friend Shirley is here. Good morning to you. My favorite place to be is here with you, Shirley, and the rest of the collective brain. Thank you for being here. Debbie Green in the house. Makeup by Chris James. Hello to you. Georgia Harris, my friend. Good morning to you, my friend. So happy to have you here. If you never checked out Georgia Harris's YouTube channel, highly recommend. Debbie likes my new background. Thank you, Debbie. Ginger is here. Laura Mack is in the house. Morning from Northern Canada. I can only imagine. I really hope you've got some good heat pumping in your abode today. Katie Marie, another great YouTube channel. Good morning to you, Katie. Good morning. She says her youngest has been sick. I hope that your youngest feels better soon, but happy to have you here today. Awkward Potato. First time in live chat. So good to see you, Awkward Potato. And Debbie's reminding everybody to hit the like button on the video. It tells YouTube to share it with other people. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. I do have Courtney's video down below linked. If you'd like to watch her rundown of it, there's also a second video linked down below. I haven't watched that one yet, but it appears to be on the same topic, so I put that down there for you. So this is what they had promised, Saucebox Cosmetics. Let's see, when did this start? This started in May of 2018 was when the first membership was offered. And why this really affects Courtney is that it was strongly promoted in Courtney's Facebook group. So she, allowed this to be promoted and sold to her Facebook group members. So I think that's why she feels such a strong attachment to this and really feeling like she needs to clear the air. She did make that video in order to, for full transparency. So that's why this really affects Courtney more than it would affect me, for example, and I didn't purchase it. I'm not sure if we promoted it on What's Up in Makeup or not. There was something in here that we're going to talk about that I did promote on What's Up in Makeup that I'll mention. So the key membership benefits for this program was for $175, which is a pretty chunk of change, you get $700 worth of product over 12 months. And I did have to look on my calculator to see how much that meant. Hold on. Burp, 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 burp. Okay. That's about $58 per month of product that they were promising. You were also supposed to get any new Saucebox launches before anyone else. So when they had a new launch, that you were the VIP members were supposed to get that launch as part of their subscription before the general public, which sounds really, really cool and doesn't sound like that would be that hard to fulfill. You know, you get the products in, you set up your packages for your VIP members, and you send it out before anyone else gets it. You also get a 25% off personal discount on anything on the Saucebox site. And you also, in every box you get every month, you get goodies from partner brands, which sounds like that might be something that would be difficult to organize. So yeah, that's a lot of promises, And this is where it the first red flags start, because that's $700 they're promising in 12 months. So when you're a makeup company and you're trying to get, you're a small company and you're trying to work out launches, you're dealing with, unless you have your own lab, you're dealing with your own, their production times, things going wrong in manufacturing, things going wrong in shipping, packaging not coming out, formulations not coming back right, things like that, package design, all of that. There's lots of things that need to happen in order for a makeup launch to happen. And when you promise all of this in advance, you are counting on that all of these pieces are going to fall into place at the right time so you can fulfill your promises. To promise this over a 12-month period is assuming that a lot is going to be happening that you have no control over. So it's really Hail Mary, like when football, if you're not American football watcher, when you throw the ball and you just hope someone's going to catch it, like that's what it seems like this in hindsight was. I want to make sure that I'm very, very clear that I do not blame anybody that believed these promises. I believe the promises from Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls. I'm in the same situation. And they did something similar where they promised a bunch of products to be delivered and designed, and you were supposed to be part of the design process. And then when they had all these, tons and tons of products, when they were ready, they were going to be shipped. And they had it all planned out of what you were going to get at each tier. But it was too many products. It was too many promises over too long of a period of time. So May of 2018, that's when all of this was promised. And then, let's see, on May 10th, Saucebox announced that they were more than 75% full on membership. So they promoted to get the rest of those 25% because it was limited to a certain amount of people, which I think was very smart on Saucebox's part. And then they extended the membership on May 18th. We're not going to go through everything on Courtney's list that she talks about. I'm just going to kind of highlight different things. For the full story, go over to Courtney's video. So they're promoting it. On July 11th, so this is a couple months later, they opened up more memberships for it. And her friend Marina signed up for membership then, which we're going to talk about Marina in a little bit. So July 18th, they were about to start shipping things out. So if July 18th is the first month, then that should go to July of 2019 is your 12 months. And spoiler alert, that doesn't happen. So on July 27th, they released the Nocturne palette. Some people got the Nocturne palette, and I guess some people didn't because the note says that just some people got it. And then there was a coupon for a partner brand called Kaleidosopes. Okay, so then they're promoting more memberships on August 31st, more memberships on September 3rd. They're collecting more and more and more people. November 1st, their Secret Garden palette launched. And then November 6th, they announced a rebranding for Saucebox, which turned into something else that we'll talk about again in a little bit. Not everybody seems to have gotten the Secret Garden palette. But then, Marina didn't get the Secret Garden palette, and then supposedly it was shipped. Let's see. Okay, because everything was supposed to come out first. So Amy Loves Makeup, who I met once, she's absolutely fabulous. She has a YouTube channel here. She reviewed Secret Garden because she got it before the membership holders. So she actually purchased that product, and she got it before the people in the VIP membership who were promised it first, which shouldn't be the way that it is. Actually, it doesn't say that Amy purchased it. So it's possible that Amy received it in PR. I don't know. But either way, you would think that people who paid $175 to be a part of this thing would have received it even before PR. I mean, they're your core people. When you've got your core people, you need to take care of them. So then we've got a French holiday set and some blushes. We got all kinds of stuff happening. There's so many notes here. I probably should have sifted through these before I came on live. Let's see. I mean, this is going on into June and July. Let's talk about what's happening in July. Membership shipments are coming together. The shipment was promised on the third week of June. Claims they'll go out July 15th, July 17th, receiving an email that some went out on July 16th, still receiving the rest. I mean, it just seems like a hot stinking mess. But then what happens on August 17th is Moon Slice Beauty is now being born. Okay, and this is where it gets pretty interesting. Moon Slice is a sister company to Saucebox that is at a lower price point than Saucebox. It seems to be made in China, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. A lot of brands that I like Juvia's Place, are made in China. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it does bring down the cost a lot of cosmetics when you have them manufactured in China. So Moon Slice is launched, and it seems like what might have happened, possibly, is that Saucebox took the money from the subscriptions, those $175 subscriptions, and put them towards starting Moon Slice Beauty, a completely new brand. So while they're trying to, fulfill, and they're not fulfilling these promises to customers for Saucebox, they're now starting a whole other brand with more products called Moon Slice. I mean, it just turns into this huge, hot, stinking mess. So it looks like, there's all these other things that are supposed to be being shipped out, and they're not being shipped out. And I'm going to go over to the summary that Courtney sent me, and then we'll start talking together about what's happening and what we think is going on here. So the products are not being delivered on time. We're now 18 months out. And not even 50% of the value, she says, has been shipped out. So it looks like at least $175 worth of product has been shipped out. But that's not what they were promised. They were promised $700. So it looks like less than $350 worth of value has been shipped to people, which is not what was promised. The sale it says anything on sale at Saucebox's site was excluded from the members being able to use their personal discount, which they weren't told ahead of time. That they, anything on sale, they couldn't use their 25% discount. I mean, that makes sense, but I feel like it should have been told ahead of time before they bought the subscription that, your discount will not be able to be used on any sale items. So maybe that was a hindsight's 2020 situation. Saucebox liquidated all of the non-membership items. No clear communication on delays to membership holders. That was a big thing with the Lisa Frank, with the Lisa Frank Glamour Dolls collab, is that we were getting updates every once in a while, but it was always like, we're working on this product, we've designed the packaging of this product, what shade should be in this palette, but it wasn't like any updates on when we were actually getting our stuff. That never happened. And then the last one, which I think is a big one, is customer codes are not currently working for some members. So some members are not able to use their 25% off code, even though they used it. So this is a hot mess. And this is what I think happened with both companies. This is my prediction, is that they had both of them, I believe, had all well and good intentions when they started it. I don't believe either company intended to rip people off from the start. But that's exactly what's happening, unfortunately. It seems like the owner of Saucebox Cosmetics is trying to make it right, but has come across so many obstacles in her path that and made so many poor decisions that it's very difficult for her to fulfill promises. And I think the biggest thing to do, and if this were my brand, which it's not, is to be just completely transparent about it and just be like, look, this is what happened. This is what the intention was. This is exactly what happened. And this is how I'm going to try to make it right. And it doesn't seem like that is what's happening in communication. It's more of, I'm working on it, and I'm doing the best that I can. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. And less of taking responsibility based on what I've seen behind the scenes. So it is really sad. I mean, Steph says it's sad because I like their shadows. I've personally never tried Saucebox Cosmetics, so I don't really know as far as the quality of their shadows, but it really does stink, man. Okay, Zaddy Doll, who knows a lot about this stuff, she says the difference is Glamour Dolls did set off to rip people off. They stole Glamour Doll Eye's name. See, I don't know if we can make that connection. I think that it's possible that that's a connection, but I don't think that they would have gone in from the beginning in order to do, I mean, maybe it's me being naive. Maybe it's me believing the best in people and that they have the best intentions. I think that they shot way too high, Glamour Dolls. I think that they were coming out with too many products and too much stuff was not even started to be designed when the Kickstarter happened. I mean, they had nothing started as far as design. They just had concepts. And if Glamour Dolls was an established makeup brand before that, they were selling products before that. I don't know if they were good quality products because I'd never tried them before that. But they were established. And when they signed Lisa Frank, they just had all of these ideas. And they should have said when they started the Kickstarter, hey, we're at the very beginning stages of this. It's going to take at least a year for us to get you anything before anybody even signed up. Because if you know anything about cosmetic manufacturing, you know if you don't have your own lab, it's going to take you at least a year. And that should have been put forth in the beginning before anybody invested anything into the Lisa Frank Kickstarter. So Amy says, can people sue over this? It is possible. Now with with Kickstarter, I don't believe we can get our money back because Kickstarter does not guarantee. I didn't realize this. When you invest in a Kickstarter, they don't guarantee promised products. If you go into their fine print at Kickstarter, you can't get your money back. If they don't, they're not saying that. There's no guarantee. It's basically you're putting your faith in this brand and Kickstarter is out of it, which really sucks. But with this, because it's a private company, because they marketed all on their own, they probably could sue over it, Amy. They probably could. The Agramouse says it sounds like Saucebox turned into a pyramid scheme. Well, I can see where you may think that it's kind of similar. Maybe that products not being promised, but it's quite different than a pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme is when you get people to sign up underneath you, and the people at the top make a percentage of anybody that's underneath them, and it makes a pyramid. So the people at the top end up making the most money, and the people at the bottom, don't end up making it benefits the people at the top of the pyramid because they're getting the money from all these people at the bottom. So because it isn't something where you would get people to sign up underneath you, it's not really a pyramid scheme, but it is something that is, people being ripped off, which sucks. Heather says, beyond time to report to Better Business Bureau and Attorney General. I've tried to communicate with them and all they do is stall. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So yeah. So what I think we need to do as consumers, as far as keeping an eye out for these things, is looking for long-term promises, a year promise, and a lot of things promised. So we think about, $700 worth of product. That means that they have to have all of that stuff manufactured and plans and all of that. So what I would ask ahead of time is how much of the product of the $700 worth of product, in hindsight, how much of this has already been manufactured, how much of this already exists, and how much of this is in the process of being created? How do you have this planned out? How can you guarantee that this is going to follow through? I think that's the big thing. Zaddy Doll says Glamour Doll Eyes has been around since 2010. Glamour Doll stole their name from Vanessa, the owner of Glamour Doll Eyes, who operated a popular indie brand, which I purchased from. I love Glamour Doll Eyes. Subsequently went out of business because of it. Did Glamour Doll Eyes go out of business because of it? Because that is insanely sad. I used to get the Glamour Doll Eyes subscription box that she used to send me every once in a while, where you would get single shadows. They were fantastic shadows. I am so sorry to hear that, Zaddy Doll. April says the Saucebox issue sounds more like how contractors get loans for building houses, get halfway, and then they use more to start development before it's first finished. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a hot mess. So I think the biggest thing we need to watch out for is those big promises, and then asking questions ahead of time. And if you get what do we call it? Tab, what do we call it? When we get the itch, we get like the little willies, we get the yips, we call it the yips. You get the yips that something just isn't right. You get that gut feeling that something just isn't right, like that it's possible. It's just too much promised. That's when we need to just be like, no, absolutely not. Like we can't do it, especially if it's a brand you don't know well. Like when I invested in the Glamour Dolls stuff, I didn't know that brand. And I put my money in and didn't know the brand. And I put in way less than half of the people that put into Saucebox. It's really sad. It's really sad. So, Star, no beauty news today. No What's Up in Makeup today or next week because of the holidays. So, yes, Tab, the yips. The yips. Oh, it's that gut feeling that you get. Cynthia Style MUA, OMG, I had no idea about what that with Kickstarter programs, Jen. It's very nice, important information. It is. And I think it's important. I wish that Kickstarter would have, before you sign up for anything, for every single Kickstarter you support, before you hit that support button, a little pop-up comes up that says, Kickstarter does not guarantee that this brand will follow through on promises or something like that. Because I think that's really important to know. I mean, of course, it's in fine print. They've probably covered their butts legally, but it's messed up. It's really messed up. Indigo Blue Beauty, it's a high-risk investment without backing, so there likely is no recourse like the stock market. Exactly, but I think the difference is when you invest in the stock market like that, you kind of know. It's an established program that people kind of know what they're doing with the stock market. But with these Kickstarter programs, people don't really realize about that. And this isn't to say you shouldn't support Kickstarters, like for example, Kiki G, who started Salt New York, she ended up sending me it in PR, but we did talk about it in What's Up in Makeup, the Kickstarter for Kiki G's magnetic palettes. They're absolutely beautiful. They look like, like just luxury little bags. They're absolutely beautiful. She followed through on all of her promises and was able to deliver. Nobody had any issues. So it is possible. Oh, one thing I want to talk about that she didn't have in her notes, that Courtney didn't have in her notes that she sent me, was that about the, let me go over to my Twitter because I don't want to get this wrong. Jen from My Beauty Bunny, she has cancer, which is absolutely awful, and the proceeds for one of the palettes was supposed to go to Jen. Let's see. Let me go back and make sure I get all the facts right. Let me see. I have to go back. Courtney sent me lots of messages. Okay, hold on a second. I just want to find it because I don't want to get this wrong. So there was a palette that was released where a percentage of the profits was supposed to go to Jen, and supposedly they didn't sell a lot of that product, and not a lot of money was given to Jen for her. Oh, here we go. The Moon Slice Beauty Moon Magic, the purple palette. Portion of the proceeds was supposed to go to her, but the palette sold out. Publicly they said that the palette sold out, but then later told Jen that there weren't good sales and didn't give her very much money. I don't know if the exact amount of money should be disclosed. I'm not sure if I should tell you the exact amount of money. I would feel bad telling you that, but it's not a lot. If the palette did sell out, that's really not a lot of money. So we don't. The connection made there is that it's possible that not the right amount of money wasn't given to Jen for the fundraising for her cancer treatment. That's what the connection is. I have no proof of that. All I have is what Courtney has told me as far as those things go. So that would not be good if she were keeping some of that, because financially maybe she's in a bad place and did not give Jen all of the money that was promised to her and all of the money that was promised to the people that purchased that palette. And we did talk about it on What's Up in Makeup. So I do feel bad if you did buy that and expected more money to go to Jen. Not a lot was given to her, which is very sad. So, So let me go ahead and see a little bit more what you all are saying, and then we'll take a little break, and I'll tell you what's on my face today, and then we'll pop topics. I'm trying to find something. Okay, so Forged Fairy says Kickstarter is basically means to allow regular people to invest into projects they like. Be a venture capitalist if you will. Regular venture investments do not guarantee anything either. Very good point. Thank you for sharing that. Sheila says, hi Sheila. Sheila says Reefer Brushes sent me prototypes for review before they did a Kickstarter. Still risky, but they came through. I'm going to try. Forgive me if I get this wrong. March J says Kickstarter never guaranteed that the brand will follow through because otherwise consumers would be able to sue them for any failed Kickstarter. Exactly. That makes perfect sense. Willow says, I'm afraid to buy anything pre-ordered today, let alone Kickstarter. Absolutely. And I think if you just don't have, if you don't have experience with the brand, if you don't feel comfortable with the brand, if you don't know them, you may want to not. Zaddy Doll said, did Ala ever, the owner of Saucebox, ever say how many units she bought of that palette? I don't believe so. But I know that there are minimums of pellets. And it was her less expensive line, the Moon Slice. So maybe it just didn't, a sellout just didn't give enough. And I don't know how much. Let me see if I can find on their Instagram for Moon Slice. Moon Slice Beauty. I want to see if I can find the post that they did about the palette. Would have been, here we go. Moon Magic palettes. I'm trying to find the post about giving to Jen. There's a bunch of them. It's the purple palette that's on there. And I remember talking about it on What's Up in Makeup. Be great to be able to see how much. Yeah, I don't see the post. It could be here. I might just be missing it. I'm just kind of clicking on all of the ones for Moon Slice to see if I can find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. I don't want to take your time trying to find it as far as like how much the palette costs and all of that. Okay, here we go. Victoria, we'll touch on this after we come back from break, but I do want to mention it so I don't forget. Victoria says, can we talk about how J-Star hasn't shipped orders from Black Friday? I didn't order, but the point of ordering on Black Friday is for Christmas, and many people won't receive their orders on time. I do want to touch on that and also another thing that I read on Twitter. So hold off on that for a second, and let's talk about what's on my face today. Take a little break, midstream break. We should have a little midstream break theme song. Da 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 midstream break. I don't know. Okay, on my eyes today, I figured we'd do a little gingerbread spice action. I forgot how good this palette is. This is actually a really good palette. I really enjoyed using this today. In my crease, I used the shade Gingerbread. I also used a little bit, oh wait, not yet. I used a little bit of powdered sugar to kind of blend out. I got a little high going up. I didn't get a little high. But I took my eyeshadow a little too high toward my brow bone, so I used powdered sugar to kind of blend that out a little bit. I used reindeer paws in the outer corner. I also used that for eyeliner today because I couldn't find my eyeliner. I haven't unpacked hardly any of my makeup yet, so this is kind of the stuff that I found. So on my lid today, I have Bake It Till You Make It, and then that's on the outer corner, and then the inner corner is Spiked Eggnog. On my lower lash line, I have Reindeer Paws and Sugar Daddy on my lower lash line. I did find my last month's BoxyCharm that they sent me. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to do full BoxyCharm reviews on my YouTube channel, at least for a while. But I did tell them that, but they do continue to send it to me here and there. So a couple of things are from BoxyCharm this month. This one is the Ciate Dusk Blush that is very difficult to open. I did dig my nail into the bottom of it. So that's what's on my upper cheek today. On my highlight today, this was set in PR. This is the Tarte Lit Chrome Paint Highlighter. These are a hot mess, but they are very glowy. If you do get it and it looks kind of broken like this, I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to tilt it too much because I don't want it to fall out. But all of their chrome paint stuff does look like it's broken, even though it is not technically broken. It's just the way that it comes. They're very difficult as far as the mess goes, but they are very pretty. And then also from BoxyCharm, I tried this. This is their Brow Bar Brow Makeover Kit. Oh, I didn't even look under. Oh, this lifts up. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Like, this lifts up. I didn't realize it. Well, of course you did, Jen, because you can't get to the product unless you lift it up. Really, really cute packaging. A little odd in the shade selection there. A little bit weird. This is colored brown, which I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be clear. A little trouble with my brows today with this, but we're going to keep playing with that. And then on my lips today is from Sydney Grace. Fabulous indie brand. This is the shade Christiana. Christiana. That is what's on my lips today. And I do believe this is a lip gloss. It does have a little bit of a good smell, but then on the lips it smells a little makeup-y. I'm not a fan of the scent of these, but I do like the shades. The smell does dissipate after a while. I think that's the appropriate word. It does dissipate after a little while. And then on my lashes today, I broke out. I found this. This is a brand new Steal a Huge mascara. This is a fabulous mascara. It looks really weak on camera because I'm used to wearing lashes for camera, like fake lashes that my lashes will never look like. But for how puny my natural lashes are, I really enjoy the Steal a Huge mascara. I don't believe I paid for this, but I'm not sure where I got this from. But I like to tell you if I didn't pay for something. I didn't pay for this either. The only thing I paid for out of all of this is the Gingerbread Spice palette. Okay, so let's talk about the Jeffree Star stuff. So apparently the mystery boxes have been a hot mess for Jeffree Star. They had the issue with the stickers, that people receive stickers as an item in the box when they expected some kind of cosmetic product. I feel like you should never put in stickers or a pop socket or anything that is a low value item as an item in a box. Even if they were custom made stickers where you have an artist designing them. We talked about this in a previous live chat. I don't think that should be counted as an item. When people are buying a cosmetic box, they expect the items to be cosmetics, unless you're sending something real fancy, like you're sending like a makeup mirror, like a legit really nice like impressions makeup mirror or something like that. Like that I could see as an item, but stickers, pop sockets, no, not cool. I would be mad if I got something like that as an item in a box. Even though if it's advertised as an item in a box, I would be disappointed in that. But beyond that, people are having shipping issues with it, where they're not shipping on time. Another thing I read on Twitter was that people are not getting the highlighter, the seasonal highlighter in some of their more expensive boxes. Maybe they ran out of the seasonal highlighters, which I don't really get, because unless, like, let's say, okay, this is the only way I can see it maybe happening where they would run out of highlighters. You have, let's just make up a number, 20,000 large boxes that you're planning on sending out of the XL boxes. So you make 21,000 highlighters in case some come broken or whatever, and you make just a little bit extra to cover problems. So then people start having problems. You ship out most of the boxes, people start having problems, and you have to, now it's over 1,000 of them that you've had to send out replacements, and now you're dipping into the subscribers that are supposed to get the box. Maybe that's how that happened. I don't know. I don't think, okay, in my mind, okay, let's say that did happen. Let's say you got your XL box you paid for, and your limited edition highlighter came broken. And you as a cosmetic company have run out of your stock that you had made for the mystery boxes, okay? So what I would do, this is what my thinking is, not being a cosmetic owner and not knowing the back end of it, is that you would say to the customer, okay, this is what I'll do. I can give you money that would be the cost of the highlighter. I can credit that back to your card. So what are his highlighters cost? Let's say $30. I don't know how much they cost. I'll credit you back $30 for the highlighter. Or I'll send you 2 other highlighters from my collection of your choice. You tell me which 2 highlighters from the main collection that you would like, and I'll ship those 2 highlighters for you. That's what I think would be a good solution. I think as a customer, I would be happy with that. Either a credit back to my account, you run out, but you don't give away the ones that are supposed to be for other customers. If that's what happened, I can't imagine, like, Jeffree's a very smart man. Like, regardless of how you feel about him, he's a good businessman. He's a smart man. I don't know how that happens. Like, how you don't make enough to cover the boxes. And we'll probably never know what's happening on the back end there. But it's like there's definitely ways of handling these kinds of things where, you promise people, this many people, this thing. This ties into the whole promises thing. You promise this many. You make this many plus a little bit more. And then you send out the ones that you promised. That's why you sell out of it, is because you only have so many to sell. How does it happen? How does this happen? And how do you not ship them all at the same time? They should all be sitting ready, okay? Beautylish Lucky Bags, okay? Perfect example of a big promise fulfilled every single year. Beautylish Lucky Bags, I order them every year. I'm going to try real hard to get an XL one this year, even though I didn't spend enough money on Beautylish. I hardly spent any money on Beautylish, but I really want an XL box this year. Beautylish does these lucky bags every year where they're mystery boxes full of cosmetics. And depending on how much you spend, whether you get I think the smaller one is $150 guaranteed worth of product. And I think you pay like $80 for it. And it's all stuff that's sold at Beautylish. And then the XL, I can't remember, but it's like double-ish for what you get. They probably have all of the boxes already packed, ready to go, just sitting there waiting. I would imagine Beautylish and they're just all sitting there waiting to be purchased. There's a certain amount, and they're all sitting there waiting to be purchased. I don't know how you don't have them all sitting there waiting before the launch, and all you got to do is slap the shipment sticker on it. I don't get it. I don't get. They should already be done because it's a mystery box. And he said you can only, like when you order the mystery box, that's the only thing that will ship at that time is the box. So you just put the label on it. Boop. Ship it out. Boop. Ship it out. Boop. I guess maybe because the label inside, maybe. Like you might have to print like a specific label for that customer, like the return labels or whatever. They usually have personalized information on there. So you fold up a little paper, you put it in the box, you seal it up, you put the shipping label on it, and boom, it's gone. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I want to see what y'all are having to say. Okay, Zaddy Doll says, Jen, the XL box should be up by 9:55 a.m. Pacific. Thank you so much for that, because I miss it every year. Probably because I go on exactly on time. But they always get it right. They always get them shipped all at the same time. Every year. I've been doing it for 5 years? Every year, Beautylish gets it right. Tiffany PK is looking forward to the Beautylish Lucky Bag this year. Me too. And it's really funny because for the most part, I usually only use maybe half of what I get in it. Like I don't usually even like them that much. But every year I get them anyway because they're so fun. Because you could get like an extra lucky box. It's like playing the lottery, really. Or playing you never know what you're going to get. You could get a bunch of stuff you'll never use. You could get a bunch of stuff that you're going to love. Mix of both. But it's definitely not something to invest money in if you don't have that money to just throw down the toilet. And every year I throw my money down the toilet for the most part. But it's fun. I don't know why. It's just so fun. Melissa says he's making some major missteps business-wise as a new customer because of Shane. I'm now completely turned off of him. Yeah, and I haven't ordered very much from, have I ever ordered directly from Jeffree Star Cosmetics? I don't think so. I think for the most part, I've ordered through like Beautylish for Jeffree Star stuff. I think maybe I got one mystery box. I got the Jeffree Star mystery box from Beautylish because Beautylish every year, for last year and this year, they're doing a Jeffree Star mystery box, and I got that last year from Beautylish. And then I got the regular box. But Zaddy Doll says a lot of companies have yet to ship out product from Black Friday. It's why I stopped buying on Black Friday because it's a yearly issue with companies. That's great to know. Veggie Stan says he's smart, but he pops off way too easily to be managing this stuff. He does pop off very easily. And I the way he talks to people on Twitter, sometimes customers, like even if the customer is upset, like you're in a customer service position at this point. Like I remember people used to, leave nasty comments on my YouTube videos and I would pop right back. Like, this is not a customer service situation. I am not waiting tables anymore. I do not have to be nice to you if you're going to come here and be rude to me. But if I had a brand and I had paying customers, this is day one of customer service. If you're standing there and you work at the Gap and a customer comes up to you and starts yelling at you because they had a bad purchasing problem, you don't yell at the customer back and kick them out of the store. You don't do that. You stay as calm as possible and you try to help them as best as possible. Jeffrey does not do that. He yells back at them and then he blocks them. It's not okay. I have a feeling Jeffrey never worked in customer service. I could be wrong. Maybe never had a customer service job. I feel like every single human on this planet should, well, not on the planet, but every single human that has customer service kinds of jobs available to them should work in customer service at least for a short period of time to know what it's like. Because I feel like that's where we end up in problems like this, where people just don't know how to give good customer service. It's just sad. Okay, Lene says, I got an email guaranteeing shipping by the 19th. Then they shipped the next day. I got the highlighter palette, but androgyny instead of the thirsty palette, and I'm fine with the box. Great. That's awesome. I'm so glad that worked out for you. That is fabulous. Fatima says, for years I kept the cane under the bed. What? What are we talking about? It's a conversation I stepped in that I have no idea what the world happened. Sorry, Fatima. Steph says it was false advertising and his people backpedaled. That's all on him, them. See, this is the thing. I think it happens a lot. And I think it happened, Zaddy Doll and I will probably disagree on this, but I think it happened with Glamour Dolls. I think it happened with Moonslice and Saucebox. I think it happened with Jeffree Star. I feel like in the beginning, they feel like they've got it under control. They think they've got this. And they just plan really badly. And S goes south. And then they got to fix it. Oh, Darla says Jeffrey worked at the Mac counter, I believe. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Marche, I hope, said that Jeffree Star worked at Mac. Okay. All right. 2 people say that he worked at Mac, so I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Michelle says, does the XL Beautylish box have dollar spent requirement this year? I don't see it for the FAQs this year. I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope not. Usually they do, though. Hi, Jen Gerard. She says, dealing with customer service, you can't make it about you. Exactly. You can't. Absolutely. 100%, Jen. 100%. All right. It is 10:43. We can continue talking about this if you like, or we can switch topics. It's up to the collective brain, whatever you all want to talk about. Zaddy Doll says, no, I agree. It was bad planning, but how they respond to it is vastly different. Yeah. Emma says, I wish everyone should work in customer service too, because as a waitress, people can be so rude because they don't understand. Absolutely. And like I was at, I'll tell you, I was at the what is it? AT&T store? Is that where my service is? Yeah, AT&T store. And I was getting an upgrade on my phone because my battery was dying on my phone. It was bad. So I got an upgrade on my phone, and there were 2 guys working in the store. 2 guys. And people kept coming in. And when you go in for a customer, like they don't do, like at the Apple store, they don't do as, like they do more walk-ins. Like they do walk-ins, they don't do as much call ahead, I don't think, at least at that store. And these 2 guys are trying to handle, 5 people where every single person has a 45-minute problem. And I felt so bad for them. I was working with the manager, and the manager said 2 people had called out. And there were people huffing and puffing. Like that was going to change anything, I can't believe it. Talking to themselves. I can't believe this is taking so long. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're obviously not slacking. They're obviously doing their best, And I felt so bad for them. I did. I felt really bad for them. So I kept trying to give the manager like a pep talk. Like I'll be thinking about you when I go. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It's puppy time. Hi, honey.
It's puppy break time.
It's puppy break. Hi,
Brought
baby. This
Hi,
is my
John.
Haley, baby. Oh, I got her. She's getting so big. Yes. Hi, baby. She's doing so good. She did so good with the move, and she hasn't, knock on IKEA furniture, she hasn't pee-peed in the house yet. She's doing so good. This is Haley, if you've never met her before. I love her so much. She's our puppy. She's what, 8 months old now? 8 months old. She's a baby. She's a little baby. And she's being so good. Yes, she is. Hi, baby. I don't want you to lick my makeup. That's not good for your belly. No, it's not. Hi. Hello. Okay. All right. I should probably take her. She's being so good today, though. Here. All right. Okay.
She's distracting.
Okay. She's very sweet.
Say bye.
Bye, Haley, baby. I'll see you afterward. I'll see you after chat. 15 more minutes. Thank you. Thank you for bringing the puppy down. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think she's full size now. I think she's fully grown. So, yeah. Marjorie says, I'd love to hear how much you're loving your new home. Jen, congrats. Love you started a new decade in your new home. Absolutely. I am absolutely loving the new house. We are just so happy. We're in the unpacking phase of moving in. We've done pretty good, though, I think, with unpacking so far. We've unpacked the whole kitchen. I've unpacked about 2/3 of my closet. I've unpacked about 10% of this area. Just enough to kind of make it look like I've done something. But I've got boxes full over there of stuff. But yeah, we're absolutely loving it. The neighbors are wonderful. It's a great place to walk the dogs. Nice big open streets where we can not have to worry about a lot of traffic. It's a really nice little community. All the neighbors have been absolutely wonderful. We're really thankful to be here. It's a fantastic community. We're getting a lot of work done on the house. Like the upstairs stairs, the stairs that go upstairs were wood, and it was really slippy. Haley actually, ran really fast and tried to go up the steps, and she slipped down a couple of steps. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we ended up putting like a gate around the steps so that she couldn't go up. And Sam even slipped a little bit on the steps, but they're both fine. They're both okay. So after that happened, we put up a gate around the steps until we could get carpeting going up the steps. So now we have a runner of carpet going up, and it's so much easier to go up and down. So we got that done. We're getting our backyard cleaned up a bit. Lots of trees in the backyard, but it was kind of messy. So we're getting that cleaned up. Still getting furniture delivered to flesh out the house. Just very, very thankful to be here. It's fabulous. Victoria says, I work in cell phone sales. I get it. Every transaction takes a long time to transfer content and such. We love our patient customers and always thank them for waiting. Absolutely. I just felt so bad for them when especially this one woman was like huffing and hawing about how long it was taking. It was like, dude, really? Come on, give the guy a break. He's trying, man. He's trying. Teresa says, customers can be crappy. I've been in customer service for years, and customers have become so entitled. Absolutely. And I get being frustrated that it's a long wait. I get it. But when you clearly can see people are doing all they can. Darla says, customer service has seriously declined in just about every place I go anymore. Most just act annoyed like you're causing them grief. And that's not okay either. It really should be a balance of, everybody just trying to make the situation better. The employees should be trying to make the situation better, and the customer should be working with them to try to make the situation better. And that's not to say people shouldn't be upset, but chances are the person you're talking to is not the person that's at fault. So, hi Linda, she says, love my channel. Thank you so much. Beautylish Caitlin, the Beautylish Lucky Box does go on sale, I believe, the day after Christmas. I could be wrong, but it should be the day after Christmas. You can go to Beautylish. If you type in Beautylish Lucky Box, Lucky Bag 2020, that's the one you want to look at, because they call it for 2020 because it's like a New Year's kind of situation. And I do believe you usually get it after New Year's. It does take a little while. Amelia says, I'm on the autism spectrum. I think I would have a meltdown one day into a customer service job. I try to be extraordinarily kind to workers, though. Yes. And it's very stressful. Absolutely. I could see that, Amelia, where that might not be a good fit for you. I mean, like when I stopped waiting tables, I always worked in restaurants before I was a teacher. I always worked in restaurants, and I still had nightmares for years about waiting tables. And it was always that I couldn't get to people that needed me. Like it was, I think I've told this before, but like it was always where I would begin working at the restaurant again, and they changed all the tables around. All the sections were different. Most of the food was different. The computer system was different. And people were like, Didn't you work here for like 7 years? Like, how do you not know this stuff? Like, how are you having such a hard time? And I'm like struggling to try to figure this out. I'm so struggling trying to figure out, and I know tables are waiting on me and they can't get to me. And then I'm stuck at a table and they keep talking and like trying to decide what they want to get, and they're taking forever to order. And I know there's other tables waiting on me, but I'm stuck at this table. I mean, it was like that for years. I had nightmares like that. Nightmares like that. Absolutely. I mean, the stress of the speed of things a lot of times is just crazy. Name tag says, if customer service employees are rude or checked out, that's often a sign that they're underpaid, overworked, and have managers that throw them under the bus. It's a good point. That's a really good point. I've noticed that at Party City, the Party City that I go to, man, they just do not give, they don't care. I went to Party City to get my son a Halloween costume, and it was like pulling teeth trying to get them to do anything to help. Like, it was crazy. It was like I talked to one person and she said, oh, I'll be right back to try to help us get this costume because they keep all the costumes in the back. And I waited for like 10 minutes and I went up and she's up ringing people up at the cash register. And it's like I was waiting back there for like 10 minutes and she's just handling the line, which probably also needed help. But like just completely just left me back there without, I didn't yell at her or anything. I just gently reminded her, hey, did you have a chance to, when you have a second? Yeah, that's a really good point. That's an excellent point. And Stephanie says people get even worse at Christmas. I don't understand why things are like this, but it's getting bad. I worked at a couple of restaurants at Christmas time and people get crazy. Yeah. And I think, people they're stressed about other things going on. Maybe they're stressed about family visiting. Maybe they're stressed about getting a bunch of things done. Maybe they're stressed about their job, trying to meet end of year demands before the calendar year ends. I mean, you never know. You never know. Elizabeth says, I've worked in health and car insurance. Wow, I could do a study on the human condition dealing with stress. I'm sure. Amy says your minimum wage needs to go up. Ours is like $15 an hour. Yeah, that would be helpful. That would definitely be helpful. And like, I would love to talk about some more makeup related topics, but the thing is there really isn't a whole lot going on. It got a nice little lull here as far as, makeup related topics. Not a lot of products coming out right now. Not a lot of, drama happening. Not a lot of controversial things happening, at least in the beauty space. And I'm not going to talk about the big drama going on outside the beauty space. That is not something I want to even go into. The Gabby Hanna, like that whole thing, that's, new developments and things. I'm not even going to go into that. Ani says, I worked at Party City last year for Halloween. My store tried, but not enough staff. I was kept by the costumes because of my costuming and SFX and regular makeup experience. Auntie Whip Viper, I wish that you had been at mine because that would have been nice. That would have been really nice. Joe says, for Amelia, I'm autistic too, and I've worked customer-facing roles for the past 10 years. It is so difficult. Do you know about masking? Turns out I was doing that a lot, but then one day I had a breakdown. So like just trying to put on that face, and try to hold it together. Okay, Zadie Doll says, Jen, did you talk about Shane Dawson clothes being advertised as 100% cotton but with mixed fibers? Oh, I did not know that. I know nothing about that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Wow. I did end up getting a hoodie, one of the pig hoodie, the pink pig hoodie, but I did not know that there was an issue with that. Wow. Huh. Yeah, that's not good. You shouldn't advertise something that's not that. Maybe so maybe, this is me trying to play devil's advocate and trying to think about what maybe happened. I don't know. Could have been false advertising on purpose. Who knows? But I'm thinking maybe they originally planned to get 100% cotton ones, but then they found other ones and forgot to change the information on the website. That's my prediction of what happened, but maybe I'm just giving too much credit. It's definitely possible. But thank you for that, Zadie Doll, for giving me another topic. Katie Marie, did you see the new Tarte palette on Ulta today? It's called Spicy Betch. What? Like icy betch, but spicy betch? No, I didn't see it. Let's look at it together. Okay. I wish I could show you. I don't think I'll be able to show you on here. Let me look. Spicy bitch. What? New arrivals. There it is. Spicy bitch. Pressed pigment palette. All right. This is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try and see if I can get this to copy and paste and put into the chat. Let us see if I can do it. Ooh, web browser. URL, Control V. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can get it. Ooh, I did it. You want to see it? Here we go. La 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 la. There is the spicy bitch. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you can see it scrolling because I can only see one screen at a time. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, we can zoom in here. So we've got sizzling, fierce, on fire, intense, smoke show, caliente, extra hot, and burning up. And some pretty eye looks. It looks like on deeper skin tones, unless they over blended it, it definitely does not look as bright on the deeper skin toned model. It looks very much like a wash of color. On the very light skin toned model, it is very, very bright. But it definitely looks super washed out unless they just over blended it on purpose on the deeper skin tone model. As far as, okay, so the swatches on all three models look very pigmented, but the swatches that brands do typically are done over and over and over and over again to get the intense pigmentation that you're never going to get on the actual skin if you're using it on your eyes. So that's really interesting. Oh, it doesn't look like, oh, here we go. Oh, I can actually click on the screen. Ooh, okay. So I just learned something about my software. So there's all that. And here's what I was talking about there's the lighter skin model and then there's the deeper skin model. Do you see that? Like, did they overblend that? Like compared to that? Like what even is that? What is even happening here? I'd rather them be honest about it so people can make educated decisions. But then you look at the swatches and look at the deeper skin model here. Super, super pigmented, right? Interesting. So if I had this skin tone, I would definitely go into the store and see if I could swatch it before I purchased it, or be prepared to return if you like something that looks more like that. But you look more like that, and that's what you wanted. It looks like it'll be, like, if you look at this, this looks like it's going to be pretty intensely pigmented. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let me go back to my chat window and see what y'all think. Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay, Amy says she thinks it's over blended for sure. Amelia says, oh, that's actually kind of pretty. I mean, unoriginal, but for Tarte, it's pretty out there. Yeah, you are absolutely right, Amelia. Tiffany says, I think it just won't show up as well. Definitely possible. I mean, Honey says, boring bitch. I mean, oh, Paige says the swatches look wet, though. They kind of do. Now that you mention it, they kind of do. Let's look at that again and let's see what she's talking about. Hold on a minute. Let's look at that again. Look at these swatches. I think she's absolutely right. Come on, click, 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 click. There you are. They do, don't they? Look like they were wet. Like you can see, especially the pink. Like the pink over on the far left, how the color is different on the bottom layer, like on the edges. Like it almost looks like it's outlined because I think it does look kind of wet. That is so interesting. Interesting. Very interesting observation. All right. Oh, it's time to go. Oh no. Melissa says go get ColourPop instead. I've been really happy with my ColourPop shadows recently. Tiffany says, I'll keep my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Thank you. Nicole thinks it's ugly. Tanya says, most deeper tone makeup users need to apply a base to make colors pop. I'm tan completed, and the Honey palette from CP was underwhelming pigment-wise. Great to know. Great to know. Smolna says we have these colors. Yeah. Casey says it looks copied from model to model. Possible. Tracy thinks it's Photoshop. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked a little bit different, like that outline that was on the deeper skin tone model. It looked like that was a little different. And the thing is, too, like, wouldn't that be a great summer palette? Like, that would be good for, let's release that in, like, June. I don't see that as being like a winter look. Release that in June. Tab's like, meh. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya says most likely applied on a sticky base. Definitely possible. And the thing is, you never know. And there's no laws to say you have to swatch a certain way. All right, I should probably pop off here. Thank you so much for coming to live chat. I hope you enjoyed the topic and talking about brands overpromising and not delivering on what they say they're going to deliver on. I hope you had a great time. I had a great time talking to you. If you celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah, I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and Hanukkah. I believe Kwanzaa is going to be after the next live chat. I believe if I've got my dates right. But happy holidays, whether you celebrate those or celebrate none. Even if you celebrate no holidays, happy late December to you. And happy holidays to everybody that celebrates one or multiple holidays. And we'll see you next week for chat. I'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. We've got 2 more declutters hopefully coming up this week. I have my cheek product declutter, which is blushes, highlights, and bronzers, and then lip products should be this week as well. And then after that, we have complexion products, primers, foundations, concealers, powders will be the last one, and that'll be the following week. And then we'll do favorites and fails for the year. So that's the plan. Thank you so much for being here. Mad love. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye.